Blog Talk Radio.
Doba pamene wina aliyense ananitaya kulibe wina ngati inu pambana Jehova.
Doba pamene wina aliyense sanaonemo
Uyendera
ine inu pambana.
Munanikweza pamene wina aliyense ananitaya kulibe wina ngati inu pambana Jehova.
Unanikweza pamene wina aliyense ananitaya
kulibe wina
ngati inu pambana.
inu pambana inu pambana
Kulibe wina ngati inu pambana. Pambana.
kulibe wina
Kulibe wina ngati inu pambana.
chikondi chanu ni chachikulu, chikondi chanu sichilepera, mumasangala sa mtima wanga ndinu pambana Jehova.
Chikondi chanu sichilepera,
kulibe izakupasa ni ulemelero, izakupasa ni zonse ndili, kulibe wina ngati inu ndinu pambana Jehova. Zonse ndili
Okay, good morning and welcome to Zambia Blog Talk Radio. My name is Roger Charlie in Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. And after it's been a very, very good winter here, as I start my show every day, I tell the people about the weather in Okotoks. It's been nice. We've been in the 40s when we are talking about the American ranges, 40s, sometimes 50s yesterday and today. So you cannot beat what we've been experiencing. But I know we cannot beat the temperature in Zambia right now, where we are meeting our little sister, Buumba Malambo. Buumba, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Actually, I think it's almost evening here in Zambia.
Oh, yes.
It's going almost evening.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be almost evening.
As I am speaking to you, Buumba, you are in rural Kafue.
Yes, I'm in rural Kafue and I'm standing, almost climbing halfway the tree because I need network.
Yes.
And I can actually see the cows just next to me because we and my team are having a meeting with our senior headman.
Oh.
Yeah, we brought one of our board members to come and actually speak to the headman. So they are having a meeting right now.
Okay, good. And I hope they'll be patient enough because we have to go. Before we go into what you are doing, Buumba, in Kafue, by the way, those who are listening, Buumba is the executive president of, do you call yourself executive president of Buumba Foundation, or what is your title?
Some call me CEO or young founder, young founding director.
We can't say young founder.
Yes,
You are a big founder. You are bigger. She is the executive director or CEO of Buumba Malambo Foundation. It is a very, very a good foundation. And we are going to listen to her as we discuss going forward. Before we do that, Buumba, tell us a little bit about your short history. Where were you born? And we just want to know you a little bit more.
Okay. About my background, I'll just give a brief background of how I grew up.
Yes.
Like, most stories or articles have written about me. I'm one of those kids that also sold vegetables in the street because we also had to manage. And I'm one of those kids that had to stay with other people because we didn't have electricity, and I had to stay with some teacher. We used to call Havana Bishomo, so that I could actually study rather than study in the lamp because I have a problem with eyes. So I'm one of those kids that actually went through such problems having to access my education. And so I worked really hard, apart from the fact that probably I'm intelligent, like other people would say. I worked really hard at school, and I was the only girl among 4 people that were chosen to go to the University of Zambia during our intake in Finland town. So I see really as a blessing of my education mother. And I would say I'm now a graduate of social work at the University of Zambia with an upper merit in social work. And that's where actually my foundation journey started. Apart from the fact that I've been volunteering for the past 10 or 15 years, I would say, because I started at the age of 15, volunteering. So that's just a bit about my life.
Okay.
And I'm the only girl in a family of 3. Yes.
Okay. I hope the winds there will not be too much. And if you are close by the pool, maybe you are going to go inside. But so far it's okay, although every now and then we can. At the age of 15, you started to volunteer. Volunteering, Buumba, is not very much part of our day-to-day living in Zambia. What made you to do such a thing at the age of 15?
Because, like I had said, I've been able to understand what most people go through in terms of having to access and be among those people that want to help. And because of my parents, they always encourage that to help someone else even if you don't have anything. And just there is a natural ability or enthusiasm to do something. I always wanted to do something or to outshine into something. So that's why I started volunteering with Freedom for the Foundation at the age of 15. And when the conclave heard about, they actually appointed me to youth secretary to organize events like the Youth Day and other events that youth undertake. That's in Finland town. So that's how my volunteering activity started.
Those who are listening, we are speaking to Buumba Malambo. She is in rural Kafiwe. Those who know Kafiwe, don't think about the time. You have to drive how many hours, Buumba, from where you are, from the town center of Kafiwe to the village where you are?
Today, because our board member was so kind as to bring us with his big car, so we only took like about 3 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours is from
the village.
3 hours from
That's
Kafiwe.
from Kafiwe town.
From Kafiwe.
That's from Kafiwe town.
Yes.
But
So
overall, it takes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Overall, it takes approximately. It would take 5 hours to reach this.
Oh, if you were to use a public transport?
Yes.
Okay. I want people as we go to be picturing where you are and how that place is you go to the University of Zambia after 4 years, 2014, you graduate with merit in social work. You decide you are not going for, so to say, full employment, but rather you are going to be running this foundation. How has your family taken it?
My family is very supportive in terms of me being a leader for the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've also co-opted the idea of me continuing. And I believe this vision, also like any other vision that started before, can employ as many people as we can.
Yes.
From my family, I have friends, I have board members. They keep encouraging me. Even when I was still at school, they kept writing emails to me. When I was having the board meeting, your vision is good. So all those things kept me going, and that's why I believe there's no need for me to apply for a job, because this is my job and it's going to employ so many people, according to what I see so far.
Yes, I agree with you. Let's come to the foundation, Buumba Malambo Foundation. Let's come to that. Where are you working right? Where is most of your work? Where is most of your work as far as a foundation is concerned?
Rural Katura, like you alluded to earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
And in rural Katura, we have Chanyanya. That's where there's Agova Village, there's Chikupi, there's Mungwi, there's Haba, there's Matenti, there's Tukunka. All those villages are under our operation. So that's where we are operating right now. Okay. And right now, as we are talking, we are moving in the bush. And because our meeting with the senior is finished, and we are in Tukunka village right now.
Tukunka a village?
Yes.
Okay, Tukunka is a village. And then tell our listeners, those who are listening, what you do. What does the foundation do in these villages?
Firstly, our foundation is based on the vision of curbing child illiteracy. So everything that we do has to fall down the objective of trying to reduce child illiteracy in Zambia, because we believe that's a very good step of having progressive young people that are able to reason and contribute effectively to not only the economy, the social culture of this country, which we really, really need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had said, the mindset of not having the ability to volunteer and knowing that you're contributing something to your country, that's the mindset that you support people when they're still at school. So we have programs that education oriented. We have the Sponsor a Child program, mm-hmm. where we have most of our board members are big children, which they can sponsor, and people from UK, and from America have 6 children that they can sponsor into education material, apart from offering mentorship and moral support, because most kids here, apart from the headmen, have no one that they can see and have a purpose to say that I can also be like this. So we have these people that have taken up these kids, and they're also offering that role model kind of assistance. And we also have care to feed programs, mm-hmm. where when we have programs with the kids, they get food at least at break time, which is going hand in hand with our program that we want to design of having an orchard, the food that we go to. So these kids are having fruit every day, and they are able to take care of that plant as it's growing, and they pass it on to the next pupil or student who is coming. So those are some of the programs that we have. And we have our shoe project where people just donate shoes for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the physical shoes for the children, and these shoes are given to kids that have to walk long distances, or long distances without shoes. So apart from that, we have our charity shop. I would call it a store. People donate, and they have to actually resell them so that we can raise for other programs. Like transport is really a major difficulty for us because we have to travel long distances.
How much does it take to sponsor one student, Buumba?
How much it takes to sponsor a child? It's 20 pounds a month or 200 for Zambian listeners, and for our US listeners it's actually $30 a month. Mm-hmm. And that's why we feel this price. There are some sponsors have said it's quite minimum, they want to put more, but we feel like we can have more kids sponsored if we can have a reasonable price that can buy them a uniform and can buy them books and can also like support them in terms of maybe having a meal, breakfast, or even just maybe for assistance. So that's the price that we put for everyone that wants as of now.
We are speaking to Buumba Malambo. She's the founder of Buumba Malambo Foundation, which is in rural Kafue. Some of the kids, Buumba, you and I were talking, I've been talking the entire week, we've been talking. Some of the kids have to walk as far as 3 hours on foot to go to school. First, I want to imagine. I think way back in Kasempa, I did something like this when my father retired, and it didn't take me long. I was back in town because I couldn't stand. I couldn't just stand it. If class starts at 8 o'clock, what time do they begin walking to school?
In the morning?
No, at 8 o'clock in the morning.
They have to start probably at 6, and they have these, because most of their parents are peasant farmers. Mm-hmm. So they have these farmers that take them out, or they actually like kind of are in front and the kids are behind. It's more like a protection method to make sure that the kids go to school. That way the kids that have any classes can actually attend. But the challenge also is with the girl child. It becomes a challenge.
So are you still working?
Yes, I'm actually in a car right now.
Okay.
Going back.
We are losing you. We are losing the communication. Okay, we'll see what you do. We'll see what you do. But we are losing the communication. And I think you are touching a very important point, which we would like our listeners to listen to. Those who want more information, you can go to Buumba Malambo Foundation on Facebook. Buumba is spelled as in B as in boy, UU, that is WMBA in Malambo, yes. Buumba Malambo Foundation. You go there. There is a link to pick a child or to leave a donation. Go ahead. I think you were disturbed by some communication. Go ahead, Buumba, with what you were saying about the girl child as they travel to school.
Yes, so we have also kids that have to cross the Kafue to go to the other schools because there are limited schools in the area. There are just about 2 schools in the area where we are operating. And the other challenge is after they write their grade 7 and whether they pass or they do not pass, the challenge is now going to high school, secondary school from basic school. It becomes a very big challenge because there's no such kind of a school in this area. So that's why most of the kids just remain probably farming or working in the shop, because if they don't have relatives in Kafue, it becomes a very big challenge to step onto the other grade challenge we are having. Because even if we put the kids on sponsorship, if the sponsor cannot continue sponsoring the child until they probably go to university, then it becomes a very, very big challenge. Then we have just kind of wasted all those years for the child. So that's the challenge that we're having as a team.
So, given the scenario you are giving us, in any given year, Buumba, in any given year, how many grade 7s do we lose? They are unable to go to secondary school. Just give me a small estimate so that we know about the numbers. If, say, for instance, a class of 20 or 30, they pass or they fail, and they are unable to go to, they are able to or they are unable. How many people fail to go to secondary school?
Actually, the ratio is 1 to 10. Like right now, we have someone who's volunteering in our team, and we are trying so hard to see that other grade, because they did very well in their grade 7, but they can't go to probably grade 8 because like the school is very far away, like for them to continue up to grade 12.
And
so
that person had very good grade.
Number is, yes, so most of them actually, because they have to work hard for their own education and their own progress.
Okay.
So it's actually 1 to 10 ratio.
So out of every 10 who sit for a 7 exam, 9 will not make it to go to grade 8, even if they pass, because they don't have relatives in Kafue.
Pardon me?
You are saying a ratio 1 to 10. So out of 10, if people, 10 of them sit, most likely 9 will not go to grade 8.
Exactly, or probably 0.
Or 0.
Not, especially the female, because then they'll them in marriage for the family's benefit, and because like we still have the mentality where young people or young women are not really appreciated, so they would rather put them maybe for marriage rather than taking them to the boarding school in the other town.
So for those of us who are listening in North America, those are going to be listening to the archive. If you are going to feel that this story is just too, I don't know, to say too weird to do, it's an opportunity for us, for instance, to do something. I think we can do something. Buumba personally invited me to be part of the board members. I may with full review here of her foundation, and I've gladly joined. And I've told my family I'm going to do 100% to see some of the stories we are listening to. Are not only Kafue stories, but they are all over the country, the country Buumba. So what is the overall picture going forward? We have a lot of our people I've invited, and some of them are going to talk about it. I would want those who are going to talk, please talk with some kind of a solution, something you think you can do as an individual. That would be so nice. You're going to make Buumba very, very happy. So, Buumba, what is the plan, so to say, for the grade 8, grade 7, those who sit and are unable to go to? What is your foundation thinking about?
In terms of, sorry, I lost your question.
Okay, it is a problem. One in 10 or out of 10, no one goes to grade 8. That is a big problem. What is the foundation thinking about? What is the solution what is the plan? how can we change? How can we change that scenario? 1 to 10, to flip it round to be 10 to 1 should be in secondary school. How can we do that? What is the plan for the foundation?
Actually, right now, we are fundraising for our farm project.
Okay.
And on this farm project, it's not just having young people that are completed or would want to work, because probably they may not want to go back to school but would want to empower themselves. It's not just having young mothers come to work at the farm. It's also our vision of having a school on the farm project. So this is the program and this is the vision that we have, so that all these kids that are not going to school can go back to 12 or grade 9 or grade 10 using a resource center or the school that will be at the farm that we actually fundraising for.
So what you are saying is you are now fundraising to build a school at the farm?
Definitely.
Okay.
To build a school that starts with kindergarten, which they actually do not even have here, because most people would think it's a west side because they don't have the resources to put the kids from baby class, kindergarten, and up to grade 12. So that's the vision of having that school, that school starting from kindergarten and probably to even college level, where the people can have access to carpentry, they can have access to accounting courses. That's the vision that we have for this year, and that's the vision we will continue having until we achieve it.
Amen. Amen. That is encouraging. Let me hear from some people as we go. Maybe I'm thinking our one of the board members from UK may have called in, and we'll see where we go from here. Let me go to the phone lines, Buumba, and we'll continue our discussion. I have a caller on something like Skype. They may be calling from Skype. Good morning. I'm saying good morning because where I am is good morning. Hello? Someone calling from either Skype or some number. I've just opened your mic.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Good morning your time. Good afternoon in the UK.
Oh, you are in the UK. Just speak up because Buumba can barely hear you. I don't know if you
Buumba, can you hear
mic.
me? Buumba, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Articulated,
Who is on the call?
articulated issues. Masauso here.
Masauso, my brother, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not good. You are one of the board members, I think, with the Buumba Foundation, and you live in the UK, I suppose?
Yes, please. I do.
Okay. Anything you want to add on as we continue our discussion with Buumba? Anything we have said, and you like to say something on it?
Yeah, just to emphasize what Buumba has already said, I think we should need more people to, those who are willing to adopt kids. You know, it has to be a collective responsibility to educate our nation. And you know, there's a positive correlation between education and economic development. So for our country, we need to put our hands together and ensure that we have an educated population. Only then can we be talking of Zambia moving forward. So those of us in the diaspora, let's try to help our families and our friends back home. And the best investment we can give them is education. And that's one of the pillars of Buumba Malambo Foundation. Hello?
Yes, we are hearing you, my brother. Buumba Malambo is 22 years old. If you want to be imagining the way she is, go to our website. Our pictures are there to our Facebook page. Zambia Blog Talk Radio. You're going to see her pictures. Or Buumba Malambo herself. Make her your friend. Or on Buumba Malambo Foundation, which is a Facebook page. Adopt a child, and let's make Zambia, like Matauso has said here. I think the time for us to wait for government to do whatever they are going to do, I think is over. We gave them 50 years, they have failed. Now it's probably time for citizen police to take up matters in our own hands and educate our children. Let me go to 67267, this number. Last number is 9119. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother. How are you?
My brother, I'm okay. Is this
Mwansa from Pennsylvania?
How are you?
Yes, I'm okay, brother. I've been listening to the program, and I want to say
hello to
Buumba, I'm very inspired by your activities. I just learned about you recently.
Thank you so much.
In fact, oh, you're welcome. In fact, I'm even waiting for you to accept my friend request. But I understand you're very busy. But next time you go on a computer, you'll find that I sent a friend request. Now, yeah, so okay. I'm very inspired. I've been looking at your Facebook page, and I think it's amazing that a young lady like yourself, you're showing a lot of commitment. Brother Charlie is right. The culture of volunteering is still not very common in Zambia. We don't hear too much of that. But I'm hoping that through what you're doing, that may start inspiring other people when they see that. And, maybe we can make it into a culture where volunteering becomes something that people look forward to. So now that I'm just getting to know about your activities, and now I've taken some interest. What I try to do here is, I think social media is extremely important. I think that we can use social media platform to reinforce each other and build each other. And what I try to do is to look for opportunities. When I see Zambian causes, I try and make connections, because you see, I'm here in Pennsylvania, and sometimes once in a while I find myself in certain places, and whenever I get a chance, I like to expose some of the great works that my fellow Zambians are doing. So that's one way I think I'll be able to help. You see, I'm into this volunteering thing, charitable organizations, anything that helps Zambians, especially young girls, young boys going to school. To me, that's a good thing. So what I can tell you, my dear, is that I'll do my best to let people know about your organization. If at all, maybe I'm not saying if you don't have, it's okay, but if at all you have like a brochure or a profile that I can have in my hands, that one day maybe I can run into someone I can give them. Yeah, I would be more than happy to have that. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, let me not take up too much time. Let me just say two things real quick, because I know that there are other people who are listening. So, one thing I want to say is, already I'm interested. Let me sponsor one girl from your organization. So, find me one of your girls, and I'll sponsor them for the year. I'll start paying $30 a month, and I'll do that for the whole year.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, my dear. The second thing you're welcome. The second thing I'm going to say is, you see, this discussion is not about me, so I don't want to talk too much about that. But I found myself involved in certain organizations here in the USA that are related to Zambia, but that are also different organizations that are here in America. And I want you to know that, there are organizations like the Clinton Foundation. I know a lot of people are tired of me saying that, but let me tell you why it's important. You see, that organization, I'll be very brief, that organization wants to hear beautiful stories coming out of different parts of the world. They want to hear that young people like yourself are doing something to make a difference. Yeah. you see, that organization, the Clinton Foundation, they don't give money. What they do is they have conversations, and they try to use social media to connect with people all around the world, so that we can all share stories. And what I can recommend is you go to their website, www.clintonfoundation.org/survey, and you take that survey. It's just 15 questions.
Okay.
This survey is about your experience as a girl and as a woman, any challenges you have faced in your country and things like that.
Yes.
Now, why am I telling you to take this survey? I want you to expose yourself. I want them to see that there are people like yourself who are doing great things. If Brother Charlie didn't tell me about your organization, I wouldn't have known. But you see, that's another beauty of social media. Brother Charlie told me that, hey, there's a young lady called Buumba. So I said, oh, Buumba, okay. So I went on Facebook and I saw that. And you see, I see that and I got impressed. So I also exposed it wherever I could expose it. So I think that social media is a gift. We just have to know how to utilize it. But anyway, let me end by saying that take that survey, Buumba. I want you to expose yourself. I want them to see that someone in Zambia is doing a beautiful thing. Okay? You can always go back to this program. I gave you the website. But another thing is, find me a girl. I already want to sponsor a girl. And if you have a brochure, please send it to me as soon as possible. If you need help sending it, let me know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, you are. You're welcome. Yes.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
My brother,
any comment, Buumba, before I go to the next call?
Well, the only comments that I would say is that, like the other caller alluded to, it's the support from the people that have kept our vision going. Everyone in the foundation is actually a youth-led foundation, apart from our board members who are way older than us. But everything that we do is almost like the leadership is youth-led. We travel to very long distances to find these kids that are very brilliant, but they've never just had the opportunity to shine. And we find these kids and we put them on the platform, and people pick these kids, and so far so good in the sponsorship program. So all I can say is for everyone listening, it's your support, it's your moral support, it's your encouragement, it's your financial support, it's your mentoring that has kept us, and it's the same support that will make sure we put Zambia on the map and a step forward in terms of development.
Let's go to Texas, Buumba. We find one of the directors of this radio, Nathan Nkama.
Thank you, Roger. Good evening, Buumba.
Good evening.
I'm very proud of you because I'm also a Mufurira product.
Thank you so much.
Buumba, my question is, first, before I address your question, let me just say, Bamwansa, thank you for being practical and not being a typical Zambian who just talks. And Bamasa, we also appreciate you joining in the discussion and feeding us information. Roger, like we always say on this platform, Bamwansa, the point is that, like Buumba is saying, somebody may not be able to give financially, but there's something important, Bamwansa, you have done that you may not even realize. You have shared the critical information about the Clinton Foundation. That is also very important. And I think we need to help each other in that direction. Buumba, as a Mufurira person, here are my two questions. How did you find yourself in rural Kafue and North rural Mufurira, Minambe, Mokambo, all those areas? And my second question is, can you also discuss the living conditions of the people where you are? Health, you've already talked about education, people working, you have children working 3-4 hours, which our politicians need to listen to things like that. I was telling Roger when he told me about you, I'm like, So I cannot believe in 2015, 21st century, we still have children walking that long distance. It's unacceptable.
Yes.
So why
Okay,
don't
I'll start with the first question. I came to know about rural curfew when I was taken here by our school department because of social work, because I did a degree in social work. So every second year has to go for rural replacement. My friends were picking where to go. Most of them went to Siabonga, and not everyone wanted to be near Lusaka. They wanted to experience somewhere else. So we only remained the three of us that didn't speak. So I was sent here with other two friends, and my friends would write reports in the room, enclosed in the room, writing reports, and I would be everywhere, like trying to find out why people are looking so hungry, why kids are walking without shoes, and why the women are seated doing nothing, and why there's nothing, no activity going on. So I always was moving around, and because I looked different from the people, they noticed me, and I started having friends, and now I have a team which is doing very, very well because of the self friendships that I created. So that's how I came to know about rural curfew, because I didn't sit in the room. I actually traveled to Magoba, I went to Chikupi, I went to the harbor, and then because information doesn't take long to travel with the village, they knew there was a Buumba somewhere, and I was always receiving visitors. Okay, we want to see Buumba, even old people. And for me, that was acceptance, which I didn't understand as well. So when I went back to school, I thought it haunted me because I also passed through the same thing, but I managed to go to university. It haunted me, and I just